There's nothing sweeter than having a well-balanced kitty, and I know the perfect place to help you achieve that sweet spot. KittyCandy.net has everything you need, plus more to keep your kitty box clean, balanced, and maintained. No more litter box kitties, ladies. Check out my Kitty Candy on IG to start your journey to kitty greatness. I hate them. They remind me of, you remember that show Coneheads? Oh, it was not a TV show. It was a movie called Cone. That's what I hate them. I have never hated a family more than I hate the Smiths. And listen to me. You know, I'm going to have to side with Future. You know, because out of everybody, Jada seems to be the most real. You know, you got Will Smith. Now, I got his book. It's coming. You got Will Smith out here saying that, oh, you know, as a public figure, I almost wanted to kill my dad. Okay, as a public figure, has hella children following him, and I'm like, what publicist cleared you to say this? You are on your way down the Bill Cosby lane. Wait for it. I don't wish that on him. I don't, but I don't understand a publicist that would even allow you to put that out there, because let me tell you what happens. So a kid that has a parent that they necessarily don't like hears Will Smith, someone that they look up to, say that he could have killed his parent and got away with it and would have put on a grand acting scheme. It gets better. I was jealous of Tupac. I was jealous, even though him and Jada never fucked. They loved each other. They grew up together, but they never fucked. I was jealous of him. I used to fuck Jada 8 times a day, and it was my mission that I was going to please this bitch because I was jealous of Tupac. I said, no. I really do miss the rumor days. I do. But, you know, in my line of work, they're not rumors anymore because, you know, we're on the phones with first-hand, second-hand, third-hand sources, okay? So, unfortunately, that's out the door. It's all this, it's gone. I really miss it because I'm like, Will, listen, Will. As I used to work in PR, so as, you know, an ex-publicist assistant, saying that you were determined to please Jada is saying that you never pleased her. And when you separated in 2011 and you went to a tantra doctor and you had to envision women that you wanted to satisfy, the reason you and Jada split, it wasn't because you couldn't make each other happy. It's because you couldn't make her happy with your dick. Other way. I gotta go the other way. I just gotta go the other way. Give me a second. I have to regroup. I'm like, who's reading in between the lines for you? Is this what being real is about? Is it your book? Your book is supposed to inspire what? For me to go get a sex doctor? Even though that does sound interesting. I went to check. I was like, you think anybody can make it better for us? I mean, we'll go together. You ain't gotta go by yourself. We'll go together. Now listen. Won't nobody in there taking pictures in my private session with my husband, okay? The doctor's like, touch her here. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay. He said, touch me right there. Listen. So he had to go. He had to go because being able to not please your woman does cause insecurity, okay? And Jada, there was no way he would be able to please Jada because Jada was a sex addict. When you're a sex addict, it's not about anybody pleasing you because you can't please your damn self. You understand what I'm saying? When you're a sex addict, you're a slave to your sexual desires, so it doesn't matter who it is, okay? And so for him to even remotely think that somehow your wife was in love with a man she never fucked, Jada never fucked Tupac, Put this picture down for a second. Teddy. I know you got a diaper on, but listen. Do you think in your heart of hearts that Tupac and Jada Pinkett, as much as she's cried over him, you know, we've cut a lot of, do you think personally that Tupac never hit? He don't even want to say nothing because he know it's bullshit. The reason they didn't tell Will is because they know that Will is an insecure little dick shit, okay? They didn't tell Will that. Tupac wasn't a marrying type, and frankly, he wasn't going to marry Jada because he knew that Jada's pussy she had no control over. It was for the shit. It was for the streets. Okay? That's exactly what that was. Dick to Jada. Jada was a heroin needle to her mama. That's exactly what that shit was. Addiction comes in different forms. I'm not laughing. I'm just telling you the truth. And Tupac didn't want that problem, so he gave that right all over the Will. But if you think, Will, that you're going to die, okay, because let me tell you something. A woman will die. A woman will die. You will never know who she done fucked. Men out here thinking that their wife would have never done it. And how she gonna be in love with somebody you never fucked? You really think in your heart of hearts Tupac ain't beat the brakes off of Jada, and that's why to this day he dead and gone. She still motherfucking crying. She cried over that dick. That's what dick do to you. See what I'm saying? That's what good dick do to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, I just couldn't believe that he believed it. I couldn't. And then she made him feel insecure. And the fact that he even thought that it was him that wasn't able to please Jada. And she has you taking your ass, you done build her a whole house. And she said, I don't want a house. I want dick. I want multiple dick because your dick is not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. He builds her a whole house, gives her everything, and still has to wind up taking his ass to report to class every week like something was wrong with him just so he can please the bitch. And this was recent, 2011 now. That's not too long ago. That's 10 years ago. Okay, 10 years. Mm-hmm. That's why she said, you stay your ass on that side of the house. I'm going to stay my ass on this side of the house. And you fuck who you want to fuck. But we going to be married because, bitch, that's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I want. I mean, I got to give it to her. I really got to give it to her. Respectfully, I would rather hang with Jada. Will could have had anybody he wanted to have, but Jada, he said Jada had a lot. Remember I told you Jada was a pastoral type? She knew how to talk to your soul. And he said in his book, like I'm going to read the book, but just the different quotations with his interview with Oprah and stuff like that, you know, we would talk. Jada knows how to mind fuck me. We could talk for 4 hours. And she stimulates me mentally. It's hard. Men fall in love. You find a man that's real handsome and he got an ugly bitch, it's because that bitch know how to fuck and she know how to talk. This is Jada, but Jada was beautiful. And you notice I said was. Okay? Looking like she doing, I don't wish it on nobody, chemotherapy right now. Now, there was something real interesting that just happened. And the reason I say I hate them. I do, because they pretended to be America's family, the black family that everybody looked up to, the successful black family, and yet we got kids emancipating themselves at 16 because they can't stand to look at how pathetic their parents are, okay? Your father's a bitch crying, and your mother's a hoe. And they're going to try to tell you how to be a damn man. And Willow don't know what in the fuck she likes. She likes any and everything. She don't give a fuck. No boundaries. No boundaries. Now, just recently an article hit. Now this why the government feds not gonna like me, because I'm about to put this out here, okay? Now, I saw something that was real disturbing. It was real dangerous, okay? I just explained it to my staff. My damn nose itching, damn allergies and shit fucking with me, so bear with me. But the Neighborhood Talk posted an article. I don't watch Red Table Talk. I can't get through it. I can't watch Jada say right the whole time. Right. And I did that because that's how it's supposed to happen. Right. I can't watch the whole family say right the whole time. I cannot do it. So I would just respectfully listen to the clips. Now, this particular show was very disturbing. Jaden was a part of the segment. Now, I'm going to break this segment down to you, okay? Just wait for it. Gammy was a part of the segment, and Jada was a part of the segment. And they highlighted, this is how you know Jada is a piece of shit. This is how dangerous it is. Like, I've never used the term bed wench before. Until now. And just bear with me here, because I'm about to bring it all home for y'all. So they do a show, and Jaden is the highlight. They got the aura. Jaden's a black boy. He's a successful boy doing a lot of great things for society. And for your mother to exploit you the way that she did, it shows why he wanted to be emancipated, because frankly, she is not capable of being human, of not even remotely being what a mother is supposed to be. This is what you're not supposed to aspire to be, okay? Now, they do an episode on psychedelics. Psychedelics is big pharma companies creating using hallucinogenic herbs, plants and stuff like shrooms to cure mental illness, right? So they are taking something that people have been taking for years, the Indians, the Latin, the Mexicans, whatever. Native Americans, sorry about that. No offense. I'm just saying, we learned Indians in high school, so I got to come up to date with the new terminology, okay? And so shrooms that they've been taking, the new word for, THC is cannabis. There's got all these words. So shrooms is psychedelics. That's what they call it, right? And so, they do a show, and Jada was like, I cured my depression with the use of psychedelics. 30-minute show. I was very depressed. You were depressed because you couldn't find dick. She had to go get vaginal rejuvenation because she could not take any more dick because she had too much. We had too much. Don't be surprised in the next 10 years, niggas just start popping out the ring, right? Boom, 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 okay? Don't be surprised. Now, I use psychedelics. Instead of saying shrooms, first of all, black people say shrooms. Everybody say shrooms. Psychedelics, think about it here for a second. Just think about it. To cure depression, I was so depressed at one time, and psychedelics, taking shrooms, something that gives you a bad trip, cured my depression. Of course it cured your depression because you was out of your fucking mind. You was tripping. So how could you be depressed when your ass was up and high? Okay? Now, Jaden says, I currently use psychedelics because it just helps me to figure out who I am. It helps me to leave my ego self alone and come into who I am. Not And then Gammy says, well, back in the day, we used to do shrooms, at the parties and stuff, when we ran out of heroin. So we would do shrooms. But I just wonder, given me being a heroin addict for 20 years, if I just worry about Jaden because it could effectively, be addictive. No, it doesn't. It helps me to be a better person, and I'm no longer depressed. And Jaden, I'm figuring out who I am. I find that I have power through this. Of course, that's what LSD, that's what acid does. That's what shrooms do. We don't do that. They don't do that. Okay, not even close. And so let me tell you what has happened. So I'm like, who uses the term psychedelics? I had to go Google. And you know what I Googled when I saw it? You can Google it right now. Google psychedelics, and you're going to see the first article that comes up. Google. Right now, please, go. Okay? And what you're going to find is that on the day that the show was released, the day before, no, the day after. Sorry, the day after. The show was released. I'm trying to, wait a minute, hold on. I think I'm having a bad trip. Wait a minute. It's the psychedelics. Give me a second. They zapping me right now. There is a pharmaceutical company who has been conducting research on the use of shrooms in possibly curing depression. Okay. Now, too much shrooms will cause a person to be suicidal because when you have such a bad trip, okay, you don't know what you're doing. And there's so many children, okay? There's so many children out here or parents who have lost their children because these kids are taking these hallucinogenic drugs. They did it at Woodstock, did it at Astro World, do it at Coachella, do it at Burning Man, and Michael Jackson concerts. This is something that's been going on for so long. And let me tell you, there's nothing good about doing shrooms, okay? But nothing but a bad trick. Rock stars like to do them. People in Hollywood, this is what they like to do. And so what happens? Hollywood is the staple of the drug trade. Okay, drugs, sex, everything. That's where it all bursts there, okay? And just spreads out. How can we make this okay? So they've been conducting research for the last 3 years on shrooms. And so investors, billionaires, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Will and Jada. I was trying to find who were the partners, but a lot of them have silent partners. And so I really think they have vested interest in this company, because why would you dedicate a 30-minute show to billions of followers? Facebook has and they're pushing the show to basically out the blue sit down and admit that y'all have drug problems or addictions to shrooms. Okay, and you're as a mother, you're gonna sit there and say, yeah, it's good for you, son. Yeah, keep doing it, keep getting high. And then, if you jump off that bridge, that was your purpose. Yeah. So the company who has created the research for shrooms, because they're trying to introduce shrooms in place of Prozac. Anybody took Prozac? I have. I've taken Zoloft, I've taken Prozac, zaps the brain. It's literally like somebody sitting there with a damn, when you take that pill and they press the remote, boom, and you go. That's exactly what happens. I'd be sitting in class and I said, I ain't taking this shit no more. No more. Wasn't nothing wrong with me. I just talk too much. Ain't wasn't nothing wrong with me, okay? But they love to place a label on a child that doesn't like to follow the protocol, okay? All them teachers that told me I wasn't gonna be shit, I ain't shit. But anyway, and so they're trying to use shrooms in place of Prozac, okay? Because they're running out of synthetic material and plant material because of, I'm about to give y'all a little education here, because of all the farmland, global warming, it's a whole thing, okay? And so we need something that we can grow in a lab, okay, and treat in place of these drugs. And so tell me, how can shrooms cure depression? How? So this is just another way. Right? They made money off of tobacco. They're making money now off of cannabis. So we're gonna make money off of something that has a very high black market rate. And so we're now gonna bring it public, but we need research to show the FDA so that we can go ahead and pass this shit to your kids. So instead of giving your kids or these adults Prozac, we give you shrooms, and we use the black face of America to say that this is the cool thing to do. They could have picked all the white families they wanted to, okay? But no. The Smiths are the staple of what the black family should be. And if the Smiths are successful, if the Smiths have millions of dollars in the bank, if Will is one of the top actors, then him and his son and his wife saying that they use shrooms in order to find their purpose, to find themselves, then guess what? We need silent investors to funnel this, but when research shows that there's only a 1% chance that shrooms cure depression and 10% chance of your child or an adult having a bad trip and jumping out of a building, and their stock drops 16%, and all these investors are thinking about pulling out or selling their stock, Google it. What do? You go to the Smiths, the brand that everybody, the family that everybody wants to be, and tell them to tell your family and kids that shrooms is the way to go if you want to get rid of depression. Just jump off a motherfucking building, okay? When you take the shit. I'll be right back.